guys, on this episode of Natural Living Homestead, we're going to tell you 10 reasons why we homestead.
Okay, this is a collaboration video that Rose over at Wholesome Roots Homestead put together. Rose has got an awesome channel over there. If you have not seen it yet, we'll leave a link to the video that she put together for this collaboration. Check out her video and check out her channel. If you haven't subscribed yet to her channel, subscribe. Our first reason why we homestead, exact same as Jeremy and Jamie over at Guildbrook Farm, and that is because we're preppers. Jamie said that prepping buys you time and homesteading buys you a lifetime. She couldn't be any more correct about that. You know, when you're prepping, you're just, buying things. But when you're homesteading, you're creating so long. It's only going to last so long, right? You might be preparing for 3 months supply, but right. So when you building sustainability is what we're building. Yeah. So we'll leave a link to Guildbrook Farm, to their YouTube channel up here. Here's a link to their 10 reasons why they homestead. And if you haven't checked out their video, check it out and subscribe. Reason number 2.
To learn more skill sets.
That's right. We're always wanting to learn new things, and when you're homesteading, there's always constantly new skill sets, whether you're processing animals or what types of feed to use, how to take care of animal health, or how to grow things, and how to can and how to preserve foods. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that we're into, is learning new skill sets.
Number 3, getting away from society.
And freedom. The busyness of the hustle bustle of living in town. And Pratt Family Homestead actually talked about this in their video. They said that when they lived in town, you could look across the street and see into their neighbor's living room, and look across the street and see into theirs. Vice versa. So it was the exact same way for us. I think we knew who had what hanging on the wall in their house just from looking at the window at night. Let's see. Number 4, quietness in our own space. Also the homesteading community. Not only is it just quiet and peaceful out here, which is just perfect for us, but there's a whole nother avenue with the homesteading community and being part of that, helping each other out. We've had other homesteaders that have really stepped up and been there for us, and likewise we've been able to share in some of our hard labors with other homesteaders and people who are wanting to homestead.
Number 5, going back to the family's roots. Like our grandparents and any generation before that, they used to live out in the country, and they didn't even call it homesteading then. They just called it life. That's just what they did. They gardened, and they had animals, and they preserved their food for the winter, and we want to get back into that and
be able to pass that down to our kids, and hopefully they pass it down to our grandkids. If not, if we're still doing it at that time, we'll help with doing that as well. So number 6, better quality of food, and also having a connection with that food. You go through Burger King drive-thru and you order 2 Whoppers, you don't really have that connection and thinking that those burgers had life at one point in time. Whereas here on the farm, if we're having chicken that we dispatched ourselves, the kids dispatched or something like that, they have that connection with their food, and they knew what it took to dispatch it and to process it and to put it in the freezer in order to make a meal.
And then in the crock pot.
Yep. And they know how to better quality food. Same thing with the veggies. Making sure that our veggies don't have pesticides on them. Number 7. Go ahead.
Is to be as sustainable as possible.
Right now, we're at a point where we provide 1 meal a day off our homestead, and actually sometimes a little bit more than that. We get to make scrambled eggs or omelets or whatever the case may be every single morning, and still have eggs left over to sell. So right now we're providing 1/3 of our meals. Towards the summertime, we'll easily be at 2/3 with another pig, and also with vegetables. So that's providing 2/3 of our meals right there off of what we produce off our farm. And it's not like we're just buying feed and the feed goes to produce eggs, an abundance of eggs that we don't use. You know, that's buying feed or whatever the case we're buying for our animals, infrastructure. It is, it's an investment. It's part of our grocery bill.
Yeah. Number 8, raising our own meat.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit before with Mr. Hogg, but we've raised chickens, we've raised pork, we've raised quail, ducks, and guineas, and processed them. And
right now we're raising turkeys for the fall.
So our own meat is something that you can't buy that quality in the store. It's not the same thing.
And we know what they ate, and we know how they were raised and how they were treated. And the meat just tastes so much better than in the stores.
Reason number 9 why we homestead is not to be wasteful and affordability. So if you're buying organic milk at the store, you can pay upwards of $10 a gallon, okay? And what we're doing, and not that we're raising milk yet, but we're raising the farm fresh meats, and we're raising the farm fresh eggs, and it costs a lot to be able to buy those in the store. But also not being wasteful with what we have. There's really almost no food that goes to waste on our farm. If there's any scraps left over, they'd go straight out to the animals, and you know, if there's something that we could use, repurpose it and turn it into a new device, new thing on the farm.
You're talking about infrastructure?
Infrastructure, yeah.
Okay. Not food.
Right.
Okay, number 10, probably the top reason why we homestead is because of the kids.
It all ties it together. So they have that better connection, passing it down to the next generation, better quality food, and they get to see that. They build the skill sets that they'll have with them for the rest of their life and learn how to think. Living on a homestead really helps your kids learn how to think through processes like, okay, well, we did the chores last time taking care of the animals. It wasn't like this. Now we have a new situation that we're going to have to figure out how we got to take care of it.
Problem solving skills.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then they get to see what it's like to be able to save money on your groceries and taste the difference in the food. So.
And then they can pass these skills on to their children, and so it's a...
Yep.
And do you see all these bugs flying around? We're standing out here with these gnats attacking us.
The gnats are horrible.
They're horrible. We had a rain just this evening.
Yes.
And a beautiful rainbow. You should put a picture of the rainbow.
I will. Here's the picture of the rainbow.
So there are the 10 reasons why we homestead. We want to thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video. If this is the first time you've ever visited our channel, hit the subscribe button so that you can get updates on all of our new videos, and go back through the playlist and see what other videos there are that you might be interested in. And thanks for watching.
Okay, this is a first morning weight check. So, got up, got a shower, now I'm headed to the scale to check. Can I help you?
Hi, can I get a GMO-fed, never-eaten grass, fake cheese cheeseburger?
Yes, just one.
Yeah, just one.
$1.06. Please pull forward.
Thank you.
$1.06.
Here you go. Thank you. Yum.
Another reason why we homestead is because everything on this plate can be grown on this farm. That pig right there, that pork roast, was grown on this farm. The green beans, potatoes, can all be grown out here. We know where it comes from, and we can also grow at a fraction of the cost of what you can buy it at the store. So the money that we save is another big advantage of homesteading.
Homesteading's for me because I love rabbits, and we couldn't raise rabbits unless we lived on the homestead.
Homesteading is for me because out here on the farm, you can have many other animals that you cannot have in town, like goats and pigs and chickens. So out here on the farm, that's what's for me.
There's another reason why homesteading is for us. These animals need space to run. Without that space to run, they're just in a little confined space and they don't get a chance to be themselves. Same thing with these little animals. Like this one right here.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.